everybody, it's Tom Stoukas coming to you live from Sarnia, Ontario, Friday, September 12th. Hope everybody's having a nice night. Uh, so, the big story in the last couple of days, obviously, was the assassination of Charlie Kirk. That's what's kind of been lighting my feet up all day today, and they caught the suspect, 22-year-old kid. It's crazy stuff. And it really reminded me of the JFK assassination because it was a political assassination. Charlie Kirk was leader of a conservative movement with he was like the political guru for like young conservative guys. Very important demographic. Trump supporters helped win Trump the election. And yeah, it was like the JFK assassination with the video, JFK video, showing him getting basically his head blown apart. It was a visceral video, but the thing is, in Charlie Kirk's video, where his throat's basically, I'm not showing the video because I've seen it enough times. I'm sure you all have. It's very graphic and just like the JFK video, but the difference is people didn't see the JFK video for a little bit, quite a while after it was shot. It was some dude with a camera. But this Charlie Kirk assassination was live streamed, like basically on his own website, and plus a million other cameras on him. So it was like we instantly saw this graphic assassination. It was crazy. And that's the world we live in now. It's instant results, bad results. And the internet's been abuzz about, who'd want to kill him. He's got a lot of enemies, like he's part of MAGA, and, they have a lot of enemies. They got the trans guys, they got the BLM, they got all sorts of, people that would like to. So anyway, they caught this 22-year-old kid from Utah, and he's supposedly like this left-wing anti-fascist. Like, I've seen a lot of the types here in Sarnia. I see them all over the place in Canada and the U.S. They're just very against Trump. They're very pro, like the virtue signaling stuff like BLM, the trans BS stuff, and it's not that it's not bad. You can't disagree with them, but they want to shoot you if you disagree with them, apparently. So a lot of people think he's just a patsy, though, like, because guys like that. This kid's, I don't know, for him to go and pull this off and then get away. He got away for like over 30 hours, and then his dad turned him in. The FBI didn't catch him, so it's a little suspicious. And a lot of people aren't going to accept the fact that he was just like this crazy lone wolf. So they're going to think Israel killed him because of he was changing his views on Israel, and he had to, because he would have lost his credibility if he didn't acknowledge the truth about some of the stuff they were doing. Before, he was like a very pro-Israel, like go to the mat for him. But lately, he was saying stuff, and I even said to myself when I heard him say stuff, it's like, geez, Charlie better be careful what he's saying, because it's the people that fund him and made his Turning Point USA movement so huge. They don't, like, he was talking about didn't want to go to war with Iran, which is a big Israeli thing. They want war with Iran. He was talking about Epstein and Mossad, big no. He was talking about how Israel has too much influence in the White House, in the government, and he was being cornered. He was being pressured by reality, but by also like guys like on the further right than him to call out the obvious things about Israel, and he couldn't defend them anymore. Like, wholeheartedly, so he had to kind of shift his position. So that they're saying that's why Israel would kill him, because he wasn't following the script anymore. I don't know. We'll never know. I don't think we'll ever find out conclusively. Now, the other theory is this guy was just a crazy left wing, indoctrinated Marxist college student who got lucky. And see, people say the shot was an easy shot, and like, whatever, I guess it is. But the point is everything went right. Like, he went right. Everything went right for him during this assassination. Like, he's some 22-year-old kid, no military training. Yeah, he can shoot a gun. Okay, fine. But he had to get up that building without nobody finding him, spotting him, calling the cops. Then he had to set up for his shot, do the shot. And I know it's an easy shot. I get it. But, your adrenaline's probably pumping like crazy, and you're worried, like, if someone sees you, or just the act of cold-blooded murder's got to put up your adrenaline level a little if you're not a trained killer. And then after he did it, he got out, got off the roof, evaded police, evaded any, like, crowd, because, he had conveniently two guys in the crowd who were, like, crazy. I don't know what they were saying. They did it or whatever. They distracted the police anyway. So he gets away, and the FBI doesn't even catch him for over a day. And the only reason they caught him is because his dad turned him in. So it smells very fishy. Like, he looks like a perfect candidate for MK Ultra treatment. Like it's like you could lead him into the whole stages if the shot's an easy shot. But I mean, who knows? It's bad either way. If Israel killed him, it's bad. If it's just a lone wolf, crazy left-wing Antifa guy, it's bad, because there's millions of people like him around, and so they're all capable of doing that. Then we're in trouble. And there's been a lot of them, shooters, like the trans shooters, but these left-wing, they're nuts. If you disagree with them on anything, if you support Trump or you're against the the transgender nonsense, and if you call them out on their bullshit, they'll shoot you. It reminds me of the book I read about the Bolsheviks, Stalin and the Bolsheviks. They would line you up against the wall and shoot you over nothing, just because you didn't agree with them. And that's what these guys remind me of. So it's hard to say what actually happened to Charlie Kirk. Maybe we'll find out someday. I don't know. But he could have been running for president. Like, that's how big this guy was. Like, he was only 31. So it's a lot of intrigue, definitely. And then on our side, so basically that's what's been kind of just dominating the X feed today. It's crazy. And then we have this Canada First rally tomorrow in Toronto. I'm probably going to go just to cover it, not to participate, because the guy, Joe, whatever his name is, he was not too long ago, he was saying to be a 51st state. So I don't know what his deal is. I don't even know if he's going to get he'll probably get 30 people there tomorrow, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get some crazy Antifa guys shooting at us, because they said they're going to be there. But yeah, it's a problem. Another theory with this kid is he didn't act alone. Let's say someone got to him and kind of guided him to do what he did. Kids are 22-year-old kids these days, very impressionable, very easy to manipulate. So people are at the stage now where they don't believe the government. They're not going to be happy with the explanation they're given. So we're just going to have to speculate, I guess. But it's really too bad what happened to him. I feel bad for his kids, especially. But, yeah, I don't know. My gut says something's fishy about the whole deal. But we'll find out. Things are getting crazy. A lot of craziness. Anybody's capable of anything, it seems. The States, at least, it seems to be more confined to the States. Canada, we're here just more of a spectator, in a spectator position. All right, let's go to this. Let's go to this feed today. Again, mostly of it's Charlie Kirk. And whatever happened there. But, I mean, it is definitely going to be remembered, like, especially with the young people. Like, a lot of young people follow, like, this is going to be their introduction to politics, is Charlie Kirk getting assassinated. Shit. I lost my signal, sorry. I gotta buy new equipment here, Jesus. Okay. All right. We're almost there. Okay. Just gotta get my... All right, here we go. Sorry. Oh, God. All right. Let's hopefully that's good. All right. Let's go through the feed. So, yeah, I'll probably go to Toronto and see what the Antifa crowds thinks about this. I don't care. I'm just going for a drive. All right. Now, with Canada news. 26-year-old Calgary resident arrested after 12-year-old Lethbridge girl was reportedly lured online and sexually assaulted. I don't know how you lure a 12-year-old online. Like, why? Maybe the kids have cell phones, 12-year-olds. I don't know. I guess 12-year-old sexually assaulted her. Police say the child was reported missing in April and later found to have been taken to a rental unit where she was sexually assaulted. Holy shit. Several times. Jahangir Ali Samir was arrested at his Calgary home, where further evidence was seized. He faces charges including sexual assault, sexual interference, child luring, and possession of child porn. He remains in custody, set to be in a Lethbridge court Thursday. Yeah, we got to deport him for sure, automatically. He won't get deported though. Pierre will say jail, not bail. All right. Next. This is horrible. 20 children in hospital after semi-truck hit a school bus. No names of the drivers were released. I warned you, nothing was learned from Humboldt. Yes. The Humboldt driver, the Humboldt Broncos, the truck driver took out like almost the whole hockey team. This could have been the same thing almost. 20 students in a hospital. 20 students only. After school bus truck collide in Quebec City. A lot of these accidents, man. We'll see if we see any accidents on the 401 tomorrow on the way to Toronto. Next. Oh, this is funny. We were talking about this Nova Scotia's Wind West project. They want to spend like $10 billion and put a bunch of windmills in the ocean and have a power line to go power all the homes on the East Coast. Sounds like a great idea, but 30 million homes they want to power. But I have a feeling there's going to be billions of dollars spent by the Liberals for nothing. We'll find out. Wind west. Next. This is what, well, Pierre's calling for jail, not bail. He never says anything about immigration and criminals. Like, a lot of countries, any non-citizens, if they commit a crime, if they do anything, they're gone. They're done. Like in Korea, a lot of student visa, a lot of student a lot of English teachers in Korea, they go there on a visa, basically a English teacher visa. And the odd time someone gets caught with a doobie, and in Korea that's a big no-no, and right away they're put in jail, their visa's gone, and they're out of the country for a doobie. And we let all these guys stay here and get their due process. And no wonder our court system are backed way up and can't really, it's in a state of collapse. If you talk to any court worker, they hate their job because it's like all day work and never ends. 24 hours of violent crimes across Canada featuring 17 violent offenders that this account alone was able to document. Now include the ones that didn't make the media. Those that aren't reported on or are but don't include suspect descriptions, images. So basically they're saying we got a third world shithole crime problem in Canada that could be fixed by deporting. But we don't like to deport people. Even, like I said, even the Humboldt Bronco bus driver's still here. He's still fighting his deportation. And this is interesting. The London, Ontario police chiefs calling for changes to the Young Offenders Act. We were talking about this the other day, about how all these young offenders, not really young offenders, they're total criminals, were shooting up Toronto and GTA and doing home invasions. And that, they're hiding under the protections of the Youth Criminal Justice Act. And that's definitely got to change because these guys are killers. These guys are cold-blooded killers. If you have the wherewithal to carjack somebody or home invade, you can be tried as an adult. A lot of savages. So the bail system, the youth criminal justice system, like the bail system for violent criminals that are Canadian citizens definitely needs to be changed. But to talk about crime and not about immigration, like we should have automatic deportation, just like Korea. Even though like a doobie I think is a little excessive, but they don't like drugs, so that's the message they want to send. But we're letting rapists stay. Like, it's not controversial to deport a rapist. But we have this system in Canada where it's a legal system that gives everybody, even people that are total criminals that aren't even Canadian, due process. It's not like we're killing them. All we want to do is send them back to their country. And their lawyers act like they're being so oppressed. It's like, no, you guys gotta go. Next. There's a deer in the headlights look from the FBI director. He looked like horrible in this whole situation. Like, Kash Patel tweeted that they had him in custody and they didn't. So it's like, man. And then he's just all cringe. I don't think he's going to survive this episode. Next, there's Ben Shapiro. And they're saying how Israel was kind of behind the murder, let's say the internet. But it doesn't help that Ben Shapiro's like, I'm going to take over from Charlie, because like he's the pro-Israel voice. And Charlie Kirk was saying to Ben, like 2 days before he died, like, oh, we need to start reassessing our relationship with Israel and this and that. And Ben's face was like, oh, you got to go, man. So now Ben's saying he's going to pick up Charlie's blood-soaked microphone and keep go into the universities. So it's kind of like, okay. So they got rid of the guy who was wavering on, if that happened, they got rid the guy who was supposedly wavering on the Israel relationship is assassinated, and then this guy's going to step in and carry the torch. It doesn't look good for them.
Hi to my friend Charlie Kirk.
Let's see what he says.
I saw a lot of rumors online today. I was made aware of this by my team that I canceled some sort of college tour. That's bullshit. I saw those rumors. They are false. I will be coming to college campuses, many of them this year. So will we all, I am sure, because we're Americans and we're not going to be deterred. Charlie's voice is not silent. We're going to pick up that blood-stained microphone where Charlie left it. And to those who would intimidate, who would seek to stop us, who would seek to end free discussion, who believe that they have ownership over public spaces and can violently threaten and kill people who speak freely, we are not going to stop. And I have two words: fuck you. We will not stop telling the truth. We will never stop telling the truth. We will never stop debating and discussing. We will never stop standing up for what America is and for what she should be. And we will never let Charlie Kirk's voice die. Goodbye to my friend, Charlie Kirk. May your memory be a blessing for your family and for your country.
All right.
And for all of us.
So it's convenient for Israel that Ben Shapiro will be the new face of, instead of Charlie Kirk. And then even Rabbi Shmuley launched a GoFundMe after Kirk was killed to raise money for his protection. Like, so they're making it about them. We'll see. Ben doesn't have to worry about getting shot. He'll have Mossad protection.
I totally
And
okay. Just a lot of that online.
Using an
a second.
Okay. Next. Why is Netanyahu on such a media blitz? He never does real interviews. Suddenly he's everywhere talking about Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it's weird, eh? Because like the rumor, everybody's talking about, well, rumors, unsubstantiated, I guess, that Israel killed Charlie Kirk. And then, so I've never seen it before. Like Netanyahu is like all over the place saying, "No, we didn't kill him. We didn't kill him." It's kind of weird. Next, look at this guy, Richmond Hill, Ontario. This is horrible. This guy crashed into a daycare in Richmond Hill. Vinay Kumar Gupta was arrested following a crash at a daycare center, leaving an 18-month-old child dead, 6 children and staff injured. He was released on bail. It's a weird daycare. They had this like big window and no barriers to block any cars from driving right into this window. It's a bad setup, but Indians seem to be bad drivers. There's been so many accidents lately. So many accidents, it seems, that you read about. And then no wonder the insurance rate.
Clarifying the role of bail.
All right, here we got the clown liberal justice minister. What's his name? Sean Fraser. Yeah. He used to be immigration minister, destroyed immigration. He used to be housing minister, destroyed housing. Now he's justice minister. So I'm sure he'll destroy justice. And he wants to do bail reform in the fall, coming up. Stronger sentencing. Hate crimes, which is probably coming after us on the internet here. That'll be interesting. And intimate partner violence and keeping kids safe. Yeah, I don't know. This guy's been a disaster at every portfolio he's been at. So it's probably going to destroy a lot.
And we'll see more support for victims through the criminal trial process.
Insane.
When it comes to implementing tighter bail reforms, including clarifying the role of bail in the criminal justice system, including reverse onuses for serious and violent crimes, auto theft, home invasion, human trafficking. You'll also see a number of different measures that strengthen sentencing for violent repeat offenders for serious crimes to ensure that the perpetrators of those crimes face serious consequences. We intend also to address very serious challenges with delay in the justice system, to ensure that we don't have serious crimes thrown out or stayed purely because they've been taking too long. We also intend to move forward with new measures that will help protect victims of intimate partner violence. You should see new sexual offenses established, including the non-consensual sharing of intimate images and non-consensual sharing of deepfakes, that also protect kids against online exploitation, and we'll see more support for victims through the criminal trial process. In addition, we want to advance measures that will help address the scourge of hate crimes that we see in this country.
I'm sure
when it comes to implementing tighter...
I'm sure that'll be fun. Like they'll do another hate crime bill, just like the UK. This guy's a disaster, man. So everything he touches is a disaster. So we'll see. But he's like Pierre with the jail, not bail. He's trying to steal Pierre's thunder. But the thing is, him and Pierre, they don't talk about immigration is related to crime. Instead of bail, not jail, instead deport, not import the criminals. Look at this. Killer who dismembered teenage girl gets day parole. Let's see this. How the hell is that possible? Like, you have to be really bad to do hard time in Canada. In the States, you have a pound of weed, they could put you in for 20 years. Here, you can't get 20 years even if you tried. How the hell does he get day pure? Fact. Okay. He was 28 years old. So that now he's 40. He did it when he was 28. Now he's 44. So he's been in jail 12, 16 years. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you should let the guy who chopped up a girl out. I don't know. It's Canada. All right. When you lie on your resume, but you get the job anyway. Yeah, he looked like a deer in the headlights, this guy. All right. Next. These guys, remember these guys shooting off the bridge in Muskoka and up by Bracebridge? They only got one guy. They only charged one guy. I see more than one guy. I see like 5 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. If these guys were white dudes shooting guns like this, and they would have been having CSIS, RCMP, everybody up their business. Still no. Only one arrest, and he's been released. No outrage, though. Next. Well, I bought this book today at the Goodwill on John A. Macdonald. I said to myself, I haven't read any Canadian history in a long time. And if we're going to be a Canadian nationalist, I got to read the Canadian history. Because it's interesting. So I said, next time I see a book on it, I'm going to get it. And this one's the book. But I noticed it's only volume 2. So I didn't know he had more than one volume. So he must have done a lot. And I thought it was interesting because they just unboxed a statue at Queen's Park. So I thought, what more appropriate biography to read than John A. Macdonald? But the 1867, so that leads as when he becomes prime minister till his time as prime minister. So volume 1 would be his time as a father of Confederation. So I'll have to find volume 1 one of these days. All right, here's the kid who allegedly killed Charlie Kirk, shot him in the neck. So yeah, they say he was on the internet all the time. He was getting into the politics on the internet and left-wing Marxist shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had some kind of handler that pushed him to do something like this. and helped him because, I don't know, unless he got very lucky to pull it off without a hitch. We'll find out. Next. What's this? Hicklip confirmed. This is a huge song and probably grew up shooting guns and was radicalized by COVID in college.
Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao. And a second unfired casing read, Oh Bella Ciao, 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 Ciao. And a third unfired casing read, If you read this, you are gay, LMAO.
Okay, so basically he had some stuff written on his cartridges, of his ammo cartridges, that indicated he was like one of these left-wing nut jobs. A lot of their phrases that they use. There's his mugshot. I don't know. He looks kind of weird here. A little empty, the eyes there. Like brainwashed eyes, man. I had a poll. I said, "Do you think they'll capture?" I thought they were gonna. I didn't think they were gonna capture him alive, but they caught him alive. He was threatening to kill himself, and that's why his dad turned him in. But I don't know if that's true or not. There's Barrie, Ontario. Remember, Barrie declared the state of emergency due to homelessness and drug use and criminal activity. So now they began dismantling encampment in downtown Barrie. It's the same everywhere. Sarnia, we have our issues. Okay, so they started dismantling tents 2 days after the mayor declared a state of emergency. All right. All right. Yeah. Even they're everywhere though. Like Chatham's got a big tent city going. Sarnia got rid of ours, but I'm sure it'll come back somewhere. It's horrible. There's another picture of this guy. Oh, the same picture. The scary thing is, there's lots of these Marxist brainwashed people among us. In Sarnia, I'm not going to name any names, but there's a few I could think of in Sarnia. I'm not naming any names. They won't hesitate to shoot you if you don't agree with their politics. Dangerous times. Yes, they won't. They won't. They think, because they've been taught with Trump, the Trump hate and all the kind of the dogmatism there. They've been taught that they've rationalized killing people, saying they're evil, they deserve it, whatever. Like, so when you have millions of these guys running around, we're in big trouble. Big trouble. Don't piss them off. Next, here's another home invasion near Toronto. They come by with an axe. Here, let's look at this.
They demanded property from the victims, but were not.
Using an axe to break into a home in Vaughan.
This security video
What's going on in Vaughan?
Repeatedly hit a glass panel next to the front door of a home near Timber Creek Boulevard and Major Mackenzie. That was around 2:30 this morning. 4 suspects eventually get inside, and police say that they demanded property from the victims, but were not successful. No injuries were reported. They eventually can be seen running away to a nearby SUV.
Police have also released some clearer images of the 4 suspects, all of them wearing hoodies, masks, and gloves. Anyone who recognizes someone from these images is asked to come forward.
All right. Another hot. It seems like they're in Vaughan. Maybe they come from Toronto to Vaughan and then go back to Toronto once they're done their home invasion. All right. Next. Toronto's going to be fun tomorrow. So, yeah, there's this rally at Christie Pitts tomorrow, Canada First rally, and the guy who does it, Puck Daddy, whatever, he's very pro-Israel, and he even was doing the Maple MAGA, saying we should join the States, so it's kind of weird that he's doing a Canada First rally. I mean, good for him, I guess, but have a feeling the rallies are not going to be as effective anymore. It's more. There's also a rally in the UK too. Tommy Robinson, another Zionist. So it's like the rallies are just kind of like they don't really do anything. They don't accomplish anything. I saw this in Greece all the time. They'd have a rally, then they'd go home. Nothing would change. I think the only way we're going to get change is through organization. Like people organize and pressure and change the conversation, change the Overton window, they say, like, and pressure politicians or replace politicians or, media campaigns, like the rallies. I think it's kind of just a waste of time now, but we'll see how many people come to this thing. But anyway, Christy Pitts, it's funny because it's famous for a riot they had. So here they want to go to. I guess Christy Pitts is known for riots, anti-Jewish riots, like 100 years ago or whatever. So they're using this because these nationalist guys want to rally at Christy Pitts, the anti-fascists, the same type of guys that shot Charlie Kirk, want to confront them at Christy Pitts tomorrow. So that could be interesting. So see, they got this.
Your numbers, and I'm feeling really optimistic about the numbers.
See what they say about the thing.
One of the beautiful things about the Christy Pitts riot is it stayed done for 92 years. This is the first time anyone has even tried this sort of crap since. Normally, it's a matter of just showing up in greater numbers, and I'm feeling really optimistic about the numbers for Saturday. It's a beautiful thing when we outnumber them so much that they just kind of give up and leave, which has definitely happened in the past. There's just enormous, I've never seen grassroots pushback like this ever to a hate rally.
We can't count on the establishment to take a disapproving position and help us out. We have to organise independently. But fascism is a dangerous and violent force that we have to prevent from organising and assembling, and we must deny them the public square as a matter of necessity.
Okay, so these are the same types of people. They think these are the same type of people as the guy who shot Charlie Kirk. They think the same. You hear him, he says we have to deny him the public space. Well, they denied Charlie Kirk the public space. I'll tell you that. And just see the way they talk, and they got bats in their poster there. I saw. See, they're gonna bring some baseball bats, smash them heads. So it'll be interesting to see. Like, so soon after the Kirk assassination, we have this rally tomorrow in Christy Pitts, and we'll see these Antifa types right up front. Get some pictures of them and see if they have, but they're nuts. If they had guns in Canada, these guys would be shooting tomorrow. All right. This is funny. Bombshell report by National Post and UFT gives a peek into how recent Indian immigrants, particularly Punjabis, are scamming. Really? No. Their way into Canada and the U.S. with the help of organized gangs from their communities. We need mass deportations. Yes, we do. Because India, they're good at that kind of stuff, and it's like a whole chain from India to right to the States. So they get into Canada because they have Indian MPs here, Indian cabinet ministers, Indian bureaucrats, Indian this, Indian that. They get their visas. However, through the corrupt ways, they get visas for sale almost to the highest bidder from Canada. Then they bring them here to Canada on their fake visa credentials, and then they end up getting smuggled in the States through the border. And it's a big business because people want to get the hell out of India. So what do you expect? A big online human smuggling operation. Or online and real life human smuggling operation. And that's what you get. That's why we got to get them out, at least out of the government positions, because they're clearly abusing the visa application process. Next, there's Pierre. Met with Toronto Police Association to talk about how we can stop the crime running rampant across our country. Their message was clear: repeal liberal bail reforms and lock up repeat offenders to make our communities safe. So yeah, again, he's doing this jail not bail business. He still doesn't mention, he did mention to deport criminals who aren't Canadian citizens, I think, or permanent residents. So, I mean, he should be saying that at every time. I don't have much faith in him. And, I know there's Canadian criminals, too. We can't deport, but that's where the jail, not bail comes. But there's a lot of foreigners that are committing the crimes, and they're clogging up our court system. So by getting rid of them, you would unclog the court system. But, that would make too much sense. Next, there's Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk refused Benjamin Netanyahu's funding offer and was frightened by pro-Israel forces before his death. A longtime friend of Kirk tells the Grey Zone how the late influencer's turning point on Israel provoked a private backlash that left him angry and afraid. Yeah, I've heard a lot of that. I seen it myself. He was pushing the limit on his leash, because he had a leash and he was protecting Israel or defending him no matter what. But the last couple of years, it was harder and harder for him to do that without losing his credibility. So I think they pulled on the leash now. There's Ben again. We're going to pick up that blood-stained microphone where Charlie left it. I bet you are. All right. And then there's Trump retweeted this picture of him hugging Charlie with an Israeli flag in the background. Shlomo Pearl. It's funny. This is a thing that probably pissed off his Jewish donors, is his stance on the Iran war, which was actually, I was very surprised that he did this. I was against it. We're actually right on the same page here. The same people that told us Iraq was a big threat, the Taliban was a big threat, and are the same people telling us Iran is a big threat. Charlie Kirk. So this is kind of like a FU to Benjamin Netanyahu, because that's who's telling us that, is Benjamin Netanyahu. And I think Charlie Kirk wanted to run for president eventually, and he needed to keep his credibility. He said, screw it, Israel, I'm still friends with Israel, but I'm not going to be their toady. Because, he had a political career ahead of him. He was only 31. I don't even think you can run for president until you're 35, to be honest. So, yeah, this Iran thing pissed off his Jewish donors, because Iran war is the number one thing, and they needed Charlie Kirk to push the Iran war, and he wasn't going to do it. He actually went to Trump to tell him not to bomb Iran. So yeah, a little suspicious. All right. There's a deport report. Again, doing a good job documenting all these. Deport all these guys, man. Look at them all. Clogging up the judicial system, killing people. Has there ever been a single comment about this decade-long third world crime spree from Pierre Poilievre or the CPC, or just more costume parties? Yes. No, it's just jail, not bail. And even the jail, not bail, they weren't saying it until recently. And they still screwed it up. It should be deport, not import. Okay. Bolsheviks had no problem shooting people who didn't agree with them. Yes, they would line you up against the wall, no problem. All right. Here's Charlie Kirk, another one about Israel. Well, it's a whole compilation of...
I want them to win. I've said that repeatedly.
Same.
And, however, Megan, you're hitting on something very potent.
Yeah, near the end, he was hitting them, he was against the Iran war. He was against he wanted more. He wanted the Epstein files released, and he didn't like how Netanyahu was running the White House. So, he's playing with fire there. And I said this. A lot of people were saying this too. It's like, geez, Charlie better be careful. And we were, just joking, but a month ago, Charlie Kirk told Megyn Kelly that he was getting texts asking why Megyn was doing the bidding of Hamas and calling them both enemies. Charlie Kirk proudly declared he was an American, said he represents this country.
I got texts about you, Megyn, saying.
Yep.
So basically, he was saying he was being threatened.
I see what's happening, and it's my job to comment honestly on it. Totally. But I am sick of being lectured on you have to see it exactly as we see it and support everything, or you're against us.
So this is so important, Megyn. And again, I don't want you cannot say everyone in the pro-Israel, and I don't say it, acts that way. But I got texts about you, Megyn, saying, why is Megyn doing the bidding of Hamas? I was like, what are you talking about? Megyn's the best. She's amazing. And I said, why are you texting me about Megyn? And I at that point, and so this is what they don't understand. You and I, Megyn. And Tucker is in the same category, and they've tried to go after Tucker.
Yeah.
Is that the more you attack our moral character, the more we're going to double down in a direction, because 100%. Screw you, I don't do it that way, okay?
Yeah, well,
when
that's kind of the thing. Screw you, I don't do it that way. Well, see, the thing, he also, you know what else he did wrong to piss him off is he had a Turning Point USA event recently, and he allowed Tucker Carlson, who they hate right now, the Israelis and the Jews, and they had who else was speaking? Dave Smith, who is an anti-Zionist comedian, Jewish but anti-Zionist. So that pissed off the donors a lot too. So he did a lot of things to piss them off in the very recent time. I'm not saying they killed him, but it's not. It's definitely, he was definitely shifting his positions on Israel for his political future, I think. I don't think he ever thought they were going to kill him. Maybe he thought they were going to kill him. Gray Zone reports that Charlie Kirk was increasingly frustrated with the influence Israel had on President Trump. The source stated that after Charlie warned the president of bombing Iran on Israel's behalf, Trump responded by barking at him and angrily shutting down the conversation. See, this is interesting. This incident confirmed to Kirk that the president was being influenced by a foreign power to a level he's never seen before. Very intriguing. All right, next. This is bullshit. Our RCMP, has warned a Sikh activist's life is in danger, fueling concerns India is continuing to target Canadians. So obviously he's a Khalistani dude. So the RCMP, thank heaven, they're worried. They're watching out for these Khalistan guys. Oh my God. I have no idea why we're letting these Khalistanis into Canada. I don't understand why we're letting all these Indians and Sikhs into Canada. Like millions of them. It doesn't make sense. They bring their shit here, like this stuff. And the RCMP, instead of doing their job protecting Canadians, they're actually going after Canadians and protecting these guys. So yeah, it's screwed up, man. All right, next. Here's Tucker Carlson. I think Tucker Carlson's been the source of a lot of this stuff with Charlie Kirk and the Israelis, because he knows Charlie. He knew Charlie pretty good. And he's been, even Tucker said on the record too, Tucker Carlson said that after Charlie Kirk went to the White House to urge President Trump not to strike Iran, he received massive abuse and intense messages from his donors and made a lot of real enemies.
They expressed it to him in a very... He was one of the only people, I mean, truly one of the only people to go to the president whom he loved. He loved Donald Trump, like personally as well. And I think the president really loved him in a real way. But he was one of the only people to go to the Oval Office and say, sir, I totally understand and think Iran's really bad, but a war with Iran is not, is something that could really hurt our country. I mean, boy, that was an unpopular position. He didn't need to express it. Oh, of course. And he did it again. He didn't have some weird agenda. He wasn't mad at anybody. He was for his country, and he was for doing the right and wise and difficult thing. And he said that. He went to the Oval Office to say that. He took massive abuse from his own donors, which is also something that you don't see people. And he loved his donors. It wasn't a hostile thing, but they had a different view. A lot of them, not all, but a lot. And they expressed it to him in a very intense way. I know because he showed me. And he said, look, I understand your perspective. This is my perspective, and we're going to do what we think is the right thing, the wise thing.
In that way, too, he was the voice of young people. I mean, there are no young people in the country anymore supporting this war and wanting Israel to continue its bombing campaign. That's just the truth. Look at the polls. And he was in touch with them. And even where his own opinion may have differed from their opinion, he felt like he owed it to them to bring their message to the sitting president of the United States. I mean, it was...
See, anyway, you get the message. See, I didn't know any of this, that he went to Trump for the Iran thing. That would have pissed off the Israelis for sure. Because there's like, why are we donating all this money to Charlie Kirk if he's going to go against us on Iran? Or if he's going to go against us on Epstein? Or if he's going to... I'm sure it would piss him off. Doesn't mean they killed him, but I'm sure they were pissed off. But now they're conveniently taking over his network, basically. Not necessarily taking over his network, but they're going to fill the void, let's just say, with Ben Shapiro. I'm sure even Rabbi Shmuley said he'll go to the universities. So, crazy stuff. I guess we'll probably never know exactly what happened, but it's definitely historic to see such a graphic political assassination live. Like, it's definitely the world we live in now. All right. So, when's this? I just want to see this poster for tomorrow. Okay, let's see if I see it here. The Canada First poster. Where is it? Anyway, I probably won't be here tomorrow because I'm going to be in Toronto at this chilling out, checking out the city, and see if there are any Antifa people pull any guns out on Toronto at the Christie Pits. They say they're coming with bats. We'll see. We'll see. So that's tomorrow at the Christie Pits. 1 o'clock. And I'll be there covering it. We'll see if the Antifa people are as crazy here as they are in the States. So, until then, probably come back Sunday, September 14th. And hopefully tell you all about it. So until then, have a nice night. And enjoy the rest of your weekend.